Hello, beautiful soul. Thank you so much for being here today. I am here to do the reading for the parents, guardian of the Sagittarius child for the month of April 2021. It is the astrological new year. We are in the season of Aries, which is the sister sign to Sagittarius. So this is actually a great month for your little one here in April. So you may be seeing lots of energy, enthusiasm, optimism here in April. Although, for the most part, Sagittarius already is that energy in general. But more so here in April. And also as a reminder, I'd like to remind you that my readings are not gender specific. So please apply gender as best fits your family, your household. And I am aware that we have various age ranges here. Some of you are here for itty bitty ones. Others of you are here for teenagers, and others of you are here for everything in between. So you are all welcome. If you're new to this channel, welcome, and please subscribe, like, comment, tell other parents about this channel. I very much would like to get it out there. For those of you returning, I so appreciate you for continuing to support my channel, and you're always welcome here. Okay, let's get started. So this is what your Sagittarius child may be experiencing during the month of April. The Queen of Wands and the Sage of Coins. Okay, this is like very mature, high-level energy here. How beautiful is this? So already this is a fire element. So the Queen of Wands is a very powerful, in your essence type of energy, doing what you love kind of energy. And then the Sage of Coins. Oh my goodness, this is being in control of all things tangible, knowing who you are, having lots of self-worth. So yeah, Sagittarius is not doing too shabby here in April. Your Sagittarius child is feeling very independent because, again, this is a very independent card. You got the Leo there referencing that leadership, strength, vitality. Lots of energy too. This is about lots of energy, but it's grounded energy because you have the Sage of Coins here, which is all about groundedness, knowledge. It's about respecting nature. It's about wanting to be out in nature. This is about playing, but being strong in your authority while expressing, affection and energy. So you're going to notice here that in April, your little Sagittarius is going to want to be taking action in whatever endeavor they take on, right? Like literal physical action. So some of you have Sagittarians that are taking on new roles as leaders. Perhaps they're becoming older siblings. Perhaps they're graduating into a different grade level. But whatever it is that they're doing it with confidence. Whatever it is they're doing, they're taking on, they are owning it confidently. This is beautiful. Yeah, I just had a visual of a little Sagittarius child learning to walk and very confidently getting up and walking as if they've always done it. So please comment if that's you. I'd like to know. All right, so let's move on to a potential challenge or conflict that may be happening in the life of your Sagittarius here. And oh my goodness, okay. We have an Annunciation. And that's what I call when we have two cards from the same cards from two very different decks in a specific position. So this position, again, is the conflict. It's the challenge. And you got two Hierophants. You got Hierophant from this deck and a Hierophant from this deck. And what is the Hierophant? So the Hierophant is like a teacher, authority. It's the reverend, it's the priest, it's the shaman, it's anyone who is the head of a classroom, anybody who is the head of any spiritual teaching. So your little child is having some conflict here with authority potentially. Okay, so You may notice, so this is, again, I said earlier, an enunciation, right? So in my readings, that's what I call something like this. Because what this is saying is, ding, 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 parent, just be aware, this is going to come up. So a couple of ways this can pan out. The first way is that your child is so confident that they may step into this role of, I know it all, right? This is the I know it all. This is the person who has a lot of knowledge, who knows it all, who preaches what they know because they have that knowledge. But it's in the conflict position. It's in the challenge position. So for a hand of you, one hand, a few of you, I mean, you're going to experience that your Sagittarius is potentially becoming a bit of a know-it-all, maybe rubbing people a little bit the wrong way here. So that potentially may need to be curtailed. Potentially. I say potentially because, you know, sometimes that's what Saggies need to do. They need to test those boundaries, right? And see how much they can do with it. Now, on the other hand, because your little one is feeling so grounded, mature, knowledgeable, they could potentially be butting heads with their teachers, with their actual people who are trying to teach them misinformation because, well, Sagittarius knows it all in April here. So this could be your little itty bitty one trying to learn how to walk, and you're just trying to hold her little hand, and she's like, no, you know, budging your hand off. She doesn't want the authority to help her because she's got this. And it can go from that to a teenager who all of a sudden learned about a conspiracy that they're studying, or a theory, or some math problem, or some leadership skill, and now they feel they've mastered it because they're doing so well in it that they're butting heads with the people who are teaching about it. This can be you, dear parent. This could be some kind of stubbornness and conflict here with you and your energy and what you're trying to, you know, teach some discipline and whatnot. So that's a very interesting energy. So for those of you who are dealing with teens with this energy, good luck. I wish you the best. But let's see what you can potentially do to curtail this, or maybe even just balance this or remedy. So this is the position that'll tell us what your child actually needs most from you. Now, I want to actually remind everyone, this is what they need from you. It doesn't necessarily mean it's what they want from you. So just keep that in mind. Yes, the Ace of Pentacles and the World. Okay, very interesting. So part of the reason that this could be happening this year is that they've reached a point of knowledge where now they can potentially get bored because they want more knowledge. So here, that's for one group of you. That's one group of you. The other group of you, this is about something else, and I'll get to that in a bit. But for the first group of you, this is about bringing worldly cultural knowledge to be tangibly absorbed by your child. So for a hand of you, your little Sag has reached a peak where the people, the adults in his or her life are no longer challenging because they've reached a point. Perhaps you have a little one who is gifted. Perhaps you have a little one who, you know, if you are one of the parents who had somebody with, let's say, autism or Asperger's or what, you know, any of those things, they've reached a point where, you know, because that sometimes requires a lot of genius focus in an area. And so perhaps they reached a level where they're bored, right? Whether or not you're one of the parents who has a child with anything on the spectrum, right? There's a sense of potential. I've reached I've reached the fruition culmination of a knowledge, and now I'm bored and I want more. And these people, these adults in my life are not challenging me anymore. So for that group of people, this is what you have the capacity here to shift that a little bit and alleviate that by bringing in knowledge. That could be new books, tutors, that could be some kind of program that'll help them expand, a course on the weekends, something different that they can continue learning and building upon so that they're not bored. Sagittarians are super freaking smart. They're very intelligent. I know that that's a generality. I get it, but for the most part, it's true. They need to constantly be challenged or they get bored really fast. And then a bored Saggy is not a fun Saggy, that's for sure. So another way this can play out is that they've outgrown their environment, right? So perhaps you need to get out of town and literally travel the world, travel another part of the world, or just get out and about and learn new things, because the Ace of Pentacles is about learning new things that could potentially become tangible and long-term in their everyday existence. So, I mean, they're both very similar, right? Both remedies that I'm giving. It's really about expansion. It's about allowing your little one the room, creating the space for them to expand with no apologies, and not shaming them for wanting to surpass the teachers in his or her life. You know, that happens, right, folks? Like, just because there's a curriculum in school, I mean, I worked at schools for many years, and I've seen it all. I've seen curriculum built in beautifully. I've seen children outgrow their curriculum, and it depends. It depends on what kind of school system you're in, how they're studying, what they're studying. Some of you just has to do because they've been studying from home. They haven't gotten out and about, right? But in any case, your little one is absorbing a lot of information, is growing, and wants more. Period. End of story. That's what that's about. Okay, so I'm going to end this reading with a bit of a nudge, if you will, from the universe, from spirit, like a bit of advice or recommendation from spirit on what activity or an activity that you and your family can benefit from doing in the month of April as a family unit. So let's see. What is it that you need to do with your family that would be beneficial? And this would include you as well, by the way. Judgment. Okay. You know, let me read what this means in this particular booklet, because I think it's slightly different. So I'll just go ahead and read it for you here. Okay. All right. So the affirmation here is, I bring my judgments into the light of understanding. There's that word, understanding. Okay, so this card means that there is judgment of yourself, others, and or a situation happening that you need to consider. It is time to see the situation or person in a more balanced and fair manner. Beautiful. Okay, so what this tells me, dear parent, is that as a family unit, there's some more a type of again, it goes back to learning. It goes back to exploring a topic in further detail. This could be better understanding of the curriculum, better understanding of one another as a family unit. This here too needs to be discussed. Like perhaps there's something, there's a little quirk in the system, or a little something stalling this from flowing, or a misunderstanding on why your little one's behaving this way. But it's not just affecting your little one, it's affecting the whole household. Otherwise, you wouldn't have gotten this serious card for an activity. Like you would have gotten one of the fun cards, right? But this is about bringing things to the surface to re-examine them, find the real meaning behind what's happening, right? So this could be behaviors in the household. You know, perhaps the household, your family unit, were ignoring the things that we need to learn to grow together as a family unit. There's something here about, there's something quirky happening in your family dynamic in terms of how information is being received and learned. I don't know, like it feels like as a family, because this is not asking you to go out and have fun at the park or at the zoo like some of my others have gotten. This is about kind of rehashing together as a family where you have potentially misunderstood each other, or where you potentially have learned something that isn't maybe to the highest benefit of your family. Now, that's a very specific thing, and it's kind of out there. I have no idea who that's for or what that's about. If you feel so inclined to share, please do so. But it's very interesting that you got this. So in any case, I hope this was helpful, and I hope to see you back here in May. And thank you so much again for stopping by. Bye.